What's up, guys? TheDevildogGamer here, and we're back with more Escape from Tarkov. And sorry I haven't been uploading Escape from Tarkov a lot lately. Scavs have been pissing me off pretty fucking hardcore. You'll see in this gameplay, it's pitch fucking black outside. I'm using night vision. Scavs are using fucking Mark II eyeballs. And, maybe make that Mark VI eyeballs, because they still fucking get the jump on you, even though it's nighttime. Scavs are really crazy aimbotting nightmare right at the moment. I'm hoping it gets fixed, because there's a lot of needless deaths due to the Scav just being able to snap to you and just engage immediately. But anyways, we're here to talk about the next update, which is going to change a lot of stuff with Escape from Tarkov, and I'm super fucking excited about. The big update is actually bringing in the Scav gameplay mode. Now you're probably asking, what is the Scav gameplay mode? Well, the AI around here are the Scav, the scavenger class. You have your players, which are USEC and Bear of the PMC, but the Scavs are their own group scavengers. Now, the Scav gameplay will bring it to where players can play as part of the AI. They can group up with the AI, and a random number, they haven't really said how many players will be Scav per raid, but you will actually be able to play allied to the Scav. You will play as a Scav and be able to play in a raid without your own personal gear, playing as USEC or Bear, but playing as a Scav. Now this actually adds a really cool feature to it, because it takes the hatchet runs to get gear when you're out and replaces it with you being able to play as a Scav against other players friendly to the AI and gear farm that way. A few of the big things with the Scav mode is, I think they said you can only do it once per hour, so you can only play as a Scav once per hour. You'll join at a random time during the raid, so the AI spawns at different times during the raid, sometimes right at the start, sometimes halfway through. There's a certain time variable to where the Scavs will actually pop in. So that's why sometimes when you think you got the place clear and all of a sudden hell's breaking loose, it's because the Scavs spawned again. Not only that, you'll spawn with a random weapon and gear. So you could spawn with just a pistol, a shotgun, a broken AK, an AK missing different parts to it, body armor, who knows. You spawn with some sort of random gear that you'll get during the raid as a Scav. So you can pretty much get whatever. Not only that, but they said you'll start as a certain health status. So you could have a broken leg, or your health could be at 50% when you start. That's a really cool variable. It's a kind of a roll of the dice. It's not setting you being like, hey, you're getting an overpowered character friendly to the AI. No, you're getting something that's a roll of the dice. You never know what the hell you're going to get. You could get a broken leg and a pistol with one mag and say, have at it, have fun. Now, but the Scav mode, whatever you collect during the Scav mode, you keep in your personal gear. So not just the weapon that you get as a Scav, that you will not keep, but anything you pick up during that moment as a Scav, you will keep it, and it will stay in your personal gear. This is going to eliminate doing the hatchet runs when you run out of gear. It's going to be a way for people to gear farm, to even get in and test without risking their own gear. It's a really cool thing. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to bring a lot of more variables to it. And now you're going to get that moment of, well, I don't even know if that's a Scav or a fucking player. You really are going to have to look at it that way, because it could be a fucking player playing as a Scav, and it's gonna create even more fucking tension than there actually already is in this game, and I love it. I think it's gonna be amazing. So I'm definitely pretty excited about it. Excited to see what you can get done with the Scav mode, or even what you could what kind of Scavs you're gonna be fighting. Now, on top of that, they are also introducing the first batch of skills. Now, from what I've heard with these skills, is they're use them or lose them. So basically, you'll get a ton of different skills, weapons, specializations, and see, here it is, pitch black outside, and fucking AI is like, okay, that's fine. But you'll get a batch of skills. You can use them, weapon specializations, medical, sniper, different kind of specializations. The more you use that thing tied to that specialization, the better it levels up. If you stop using it, it will de-level. That's from what I've heard. I don't know if that's necessarily a fantastic idea, but I kind of like the premise of it. I think it might make for some very interesting gameplay, to where, if you take out a sniper rifle, which are broken as hell, and I hope are fucking fixed in this update. If you take out a sniper rifle, you'll level up your skills, but if you don't use it for the next, 10, 15 raids, your skill starts to decrease of what you've kind of earned. I think that's going to be a pretty cool aspect to it with skills, and I'm kind of interested to see how it works, but I'm taking it with a grain of salt. You know, you never really understand. You never know. It could be total shit. But we'll give it a try and see how that actually works. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of skills you can get, because there are an absolute ton of skills inside the skill tree, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And it's going to be cool to try to manage all these things and get them done and just see how they work from there. Anyways, the next thing they're going to introduce with this update is a modification to the health, fatigue, and stamina. So you'll get more negative effects for fractures, bleeding, kind of closer to realistic behavior model. Personally, I kind of like where it's at the moment. I mean, I don't really see where they're trying to go with this. I mean, you break your leg now, you limp. You start bleeding out pretty bad, your vision gets blurry. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I'm all for making it more realistic. I'm sure when it comes to healing, as instead of drag and drop, it might be a little more realistic in that sense, to where you can't move while you're healing yourself, which I see a big complaint from people, and you know, it's unrealistic in that way. I'm hoping for certain we'll get a chance to start doing some of the modifications to body armor and stuff like that, because right now it's pretty overpowered. When you have body armor, you can take hits from all over the place and just keep on trucking. And I would like to see a rebalance of the body armor, because sappy plates are small as fuck, and majority of the rounds aren't hitting sappy plates. And I would really like to see some sort of modification onto where the body armor works on players, because that goes hand in hand with health and stamina. It seems like you're gonna make it more realistic for people without body armor when they get damaged, but the people with body armor are going to still work at, I can take 6 shots to the chest and be totally fine to it. And that's one of the things I really need. I would like to see fixed. The next thing they're adding with this update is 2 new weapons. One I'm excited for, one I'm meh. The first weapon they're bringing in is an SKS carbine, and everybody knows what the SKS is. I'm not really a fan of it. They're bringing the internal magazine and external magazine variant into it, and I'm hoping they bring in the different stocks available for it, with the pistol grips, the folding stocks, the rail mounts, stuff like that, so we can really get a customizable SKS. I'm sure with Escape from Tarkov, with its weapon customization, as awesome as it is, you know, you're gonna see that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna see just a base SKS variant, but I'm pretty excited for that. Not a big fan of the SKS, but if we can get some sort of modification on it with some of these, the stocks that you can get with the rail systems on them, or, you know, the bodies you can get with the rails, then I'm totally game for that. The next weapon I'm totally excited for is the SIG MPX, the SIG's answer to the MP5. An awesome weapon. I really enjoyed. I think it's going to be a really cool gun, and it's going to be the first NATO-based submachine gun, and I was kind of hoping for an MP5, but I'll take a SIG MPX any day of the week. And it leads to just a crazy amount of customization for it. You can do long barrels. I'm pretty sure you can. There's carbine versions of the MPX with just a quick barrel and rail change, and I feel like that's going to be a cool little variant that you can get to. Maybe modify up to that, and of course, you know, again, no night vision, but they can still see me just fine. And that's, you know, I feel like that's a really cool aspect of it. We can, you know, you can do this. You can do it with the ARs, or the M4s. You can drop in different barrel lengths and completely change the weapon around. And I feel like you can, that might be a cool aspect to do with the MPX. At this stage in development, though, they are working on a few things that are going to be a little farther out, probably next patch after this next one. They're doing client-server optimization, network improvements, which I've never really had an issue with. General chat rooms, which, you know, just allow more shit talking. And new weather system, an advanced weather plan. But as you can see here, you know, you have a weather system. It'd be kind of cool to see it all. And, of course, you know, pitch black and AI just poop, 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 dead. AI is a little ridiculous, and I'd like to see a rework on it. General chat rooms, you know, more shit talking. Insurance. Insurance is going to be something special, because insurance, you can pay a certain amount of money for certain gear that you have on you, go into a raid, die in that raid. The insurance, you've paid for the insurance for it. They'll take the insurance money, and after the raid is over, you will get that gear that you've insured back, which I think is cool, because there's nothing worse than getting this, you know, M4 decked out that you totally like and losing it to like a scav in a stupid situation, or like spawning and getting shot as soon as you spawn and just losing that piece of gear. That's what a lot of people will seem that as a turnoff of losing gear. And it sucks at times, losing gear in this game. But the insurance is a way around it, but you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. Nothing's free, motherfucker. And then we got the new equipment, which I'm not sure what exactly that's going to be. Quest and task. Quest scenarios are already ready. Now, what I'm assuming is the quests are going to be different tasks, daily tasks probably, go into the raid, get X amount of items, find this item. They might be for the traders too, to increase your trader rep at the same time. I think this is going to be kind of cool because right at the moment, you really don't have a reason to go into raids except for getting into firefights and getting gear. And I feel like that might fulfill a little more, of a purpose to actually get in there and go do something. And I really like that. I'm pretty excited for quests and quest tasks. New loot, quest items, and rewards. You're going to get quest items that you have to go pick up, and rewards for getting into it. Maybe specialized gear, stuff like that. New type of scav, gang leaders. I'm assuming these guys are going to be big, heavily armed, maybe carrying a PKP in the future. Stuff like that. That'll be really awesome. And then two new locations, Shoreline and Streets of Tarkov. I'm pretty sure Streets of Tarkov, from the sound of it, is going to be a crazy urban environment, which is going to be awesome. And Shoreline, well, the namesake. It's pretty cool. I'm hoping, these two new locations are going to be really awesome. We need some more, variation, and I think that's definitely going to be a pretty cool aspect. But right now, Escape from Tarkov is doing really good. I'm really hoping for a Scav rework here in the future, especially with their aimbottiness and their pre-fires. That needs to get fixed. It's a little, I'm all for realism, but, pre-firing and stuff like that, it's a little ridiculous for an AI to do. Makes it look like they're a goddamn hacker. But anyways, boys, you want to see some more Escape from Tarkov? Let me know in the comments below. Talk to you guys later. Peace.